There was a period when I thought I was just going to work in the film industry and not be an artist. In retrospect, by good fortune, the industry in South Africa was so hideous, so terrible, such a dead end, that I found myself reluctantly back in my studio, making art again, which I thought I wouldn't be doing. I didn't want to have, I didn't want to be dependent on other people's whims to practice my craft, so it had to be a one-person crew, which is just me. A really cheap system, which is, if you're doing animation, it's one roll of stock will last you a couple of months. And it's instead of spending months sending in proposals, waiting to get other people's enthusiasm going, being on the whim of producers, distributors, I'd say I want to start a film, and I could start that morning. The first frames would be filmed. We have one box of drawings and one block of blank paper. Someone who does animation, I have no patience, and I need to see stuff happening all the time. And I suppose in the end it adds up to a kind of crazy patience, because the films do take some months to make, 9 minutes or so. I remember someone saying about Jackson Pollock that the thing about Jackson Pollock that was astonishing was that he would finish a painting at the same speed that he'd started it. So that there wasn't a sense of suddenly getting cautious and anxious. And because with these animations, each drawing is only provisional, it's there for a 25th of a second, or 2 frames, a 12th of a second, there's no sense of having to be precious about any stage of the drawing, so they can all happen really quickly. And one of the things that happens if you're drawing under pressure really quickly, I think, is that one draws well. Much better than if one's doing a finished presentation drawing. If you're working with a team of people, with a crew of people, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just even have the appearance of knowing what you're doing. You actually do have to know what you're doing. Whereas when it's me in the studio, I can wander around for the first 2 hours just looking at the paper thinking, well, do I want to start with a cat? Do I want to put him on the beach? Do I want to start with him in a room in a rocking chair? Let me go and look for rocking chairs around the library. No, I'll start with just a landscape and see what happens. It could kind of drive anyone else nuts. It's very often there isn't a rational basis. I couldn't give you a reason why I was doing A and not B. But it's done in the belief that very often there are parts of our decision-making process which are unconscious or pre-conscious, or which we're not in control of, and one relies on there being some kind of intelligence at work there.